The Faculty of Education at the University of Lethbridge has a solid reputation for producing excellent teachers. One reason is the quality of instruction delivered to students by faculty members including Dr. Jane O'D, who recently shared her thoughts about effective teaching.
But generally, what I do is I take very academic readings and then I find some other form of medium that addresses the same subject. So, for example,
at a presentation to colleagues and peers at the University of Lethbridge, Professor Jane O'D spoke about what she's learned in a career of teaching.
Here's what I find. The students, when they first, I always make them read Heidegger first. So they all come back saying, what the hell was that? They kind of go, I have no idea what he was talking about. I mean, really, what kind of an article is this? They look at me. And then I'll say, okay, now let's look at half an hour of a movie. And we look at Gattaca. And they suddenly go, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. And now we're into the conversation.
Dr. O'D is a former Dean of Education at the UofL who returned to teaching in the faculty several years ago. Her teaching style has been profoundly influenced by her music background.
When you're a musician, you are really using everything. You're using your body, you're using your mind, your intellect, you're using your emotions. They're all coming together in one piece. And so when I teach, I really try and involve the whole student, their mind, their intellect, their emotion, their passion. And that's because that was so important to me.
Dr. O'D currently teaches a class on technology in education.
Excellent. Yeah, Max?
At the same time,
she's created a classroom environment where students are engaged and encouraged to express themselves.
Effective teaching is about all learning together. And for that to happen, there has to be a really comfortable environment. There has to be a great respect for the learner as somebody who is knowledgeable and who is bringing something to the process that you as a teacher want to work with. But then they also have to respect you because you are bringing perhaps some knowledge that they don't have yet. So you have to have this very respectful interchange. And my hope is that
one of the things that really struck me in my social context class with her was, well, and even this class, was just the way that she sort of sets it up where she says, you know, we're going to be discussing a lot of controversial issues and your role here is not to judge one another, you know, or to take things personally, but, you know, to engage in critical dialogue and be respectful. And I just really liked how she set that out, and that's something I definitely want to continue with.
Jane says, for her, teaching comes down to instilling a love of learning in students, something she's had throughout her career.
I'm a learning junkie. I love learning languages. I'm fascinated by art history. I love chess. There are so many things I've learned, and I've loved learning them. And I always feel privileged that they will allow me to work with them on this, that they will open their minds and tell me things. And it is such a privilege to be able to go in and work with that. And they teach me so much. But really, for me, it's the learning that is fascinating.